Okay, with the release of the new N-Strike Elite line, one of the new things, besides the cool new blasters, was the cool new darts. We have these blue streamline looking things, as compared to the old orange ones. As you can see, they're pretty much the same size front to back. It's going to be, without feeling it yourself, it's not going to be too good of a test, but the Elite darts definitely have a more firm head, while this one I can, push it in with my finger. And so these are supposed to be, they're supposed to have the weight a bit more forward, while the regular Streamlines, the weight is just distributed through the front half. And so the Elite darts are supposed to have better aerodynamics than the regular ones, and that in theory leads to farther shots. And so a lot of people were theorizing that, oh, the new Elite blasters aren't really that much better, it's just that the darts will perform so much better that that makes up the difference. And so I had a lot of people saying, well, I will just toss the Elite darts into my older blasters and that'll make them work a lot better. And we're going to test that right now. That's why we have a Alpha Trooper here, one of the favorites. And we'll be doing it with not just the, I'm starting off with the Alpha Trooper, but we will also put it through its pace, the Elite darts through their paces in a Rayven. And also I have a dart tag blaster because, as you may or may not know, regular Streamlines will not work in a dart tag blaster because the, or at least a unmodified dart tag blaster, because the dart peg ends up running into the inside of the tip in there and they won't sit right and they won't go anywhere. So I will also demonstrate that later on. But for starters, and just for, this is just for pure comparison purposes, so I'm not going to do both single fire and slam fire, because you won't really need both to see how the darts do versus each other. It's not a max range for the blaster, it's just how the darts do. So we will start with our classic regular Streamlines. And get that lined up, so single firing. Okay, and that's 10 of your original Streamlines. Now we load up the 10 Elite darts. Okay, and there's our 10 Elite darts fired off. See how we did. Seemed pretty similar in ranges. You may have noticed the Streamlines were a bit more side to side and the Elites were more down the center, but see how we did here. We have the low shot of the regular Streamlines at 26. We work our way up. Let's see, got our lowest Elite dart here. Our lowest Elite dart is at 34. And this main cluster of both Elite darts and Streamlines, actually, I guess the Streamline, we gotta really break this one out. So the cluster of the Streamlines, I'm gonna say the middle is about 33 feet, because where we have this cluster of Elite darts right here, that's actually the top two Streamlines. And so the cluster for the Elites is at 35. While the top shots for the regular Streamlines is at 36. Then we've got, work our way up, we've got a few more Elites, and the top Elite dart, go here and bring it in, and that's at 42 feet. So, while overall performance was fairly similar in the stock Alpha Trooper, Elite darts do edge it out a little bit, so I wouldn't go out and throw out all your Streamlines, but when you're buying new, yeah, you may want to look at those Elite darts. Okay, let's reset and see how it does out of the Rayven. Okay, now we have ourselves a stock Rayven. Already have the regular Streamlines loaded in and the Elite darts ready to go second. So now we're going to do regular Streamlines versus Elite darts in a stock Rayven. Okay, There's the stock Streamlines. We had one stick in there, but okay. Now loading up the. Well, doesn't that look nice? The 12 round in the Rayven. Anyway, let's see how the Elite darts do. Okay, there's all 10 fired off. Once again, the Elite darts definitely were a bit more consistent down the center, and the ranges look to have been a pretty similar spread. We have our lowest streamline here at a touch over 21 feet. As we work our way up through, let's see, this is our lowest couple Elite darts at the 29-foot mark, so it's a nice advantage in your lowest shot. Cluster for this time I think the cluster for the Streamlines and the cluster for Elites are pretty similar, and we're going to call that 32 feet. We go looking, there's our top, oops, sorry for shaking so much, that's our top Streamline. We walk that in, and that's in the 35 to 36 foot range. And our top Elite dart, which is nice right down the center here for us. And that is sitting at right about 41 feet. So it's what was true for the Alpha Trooper is holding true for the stock Rayven as well. Not a gigantic improvement, but noticeably more consistent. So hey, why not go pick some up? And to conclude our test of the new Elite darts, we have the token dart tag blaster for this test, the Snapfire 8. You can check out the range test video I did for that on my channel. Of course, normally it's using taggers, and that's what we'll start with. But then I'll demonstrate to you why Streamlines don't work out of stock dart tag blasters, and we'll see how the Elite darts fare. But to get the baseline, let's fire it off, and we're just for comparison purposes of the darts and not the blaster itself, we're going to be doing it in the power setting. If you want to know more about that, check out the Snapfire 8 video on my channel. But okay, here we go. Just the regular tagger darts. There we go. And now just to show you what goes wrong. Or who knows, maybe they'll work out. My past experience has been that the Streamlines don't fire terribly well out of this gun, but of course, because I'm doing it for a video, they'll make a liar out of me. It is pretty warm day out here. I think we may be 80s or 90s, and that may be helping the foam out a bit, but kind of fit loosely in there. But here we are, stock Streamlines out of the dart tag blaster. And they did not make a liar out of me at all, as they, well, I'll go down the range once we finish the test, but you could see for yourself that that didn't go anywhere. And now we'll load this bad boy up. The new Elite darts. Difference being, the reason why the Streamlines don't work is they get stuck on these pegs, and they don't go far enough down into the barrel to make a good seal, and that's why they don't fire. You see these go down in nicely. Actually, I still have a Streamline here for comparison. See, as you saw at the beginning of the video, the darts are the same length, but you can see that the Streamline gets stuck way up here while the Elite darts go all the way down. So we should actually see the Elite darts fire out pretty nicely. Probably not as nicely as the taggers, because the taggers have a better weight balance, but we will find that out in a moment. Okay, all loaded up with Elite darts. Okay, and there's our 8 shots fired. And wow, yeah, see, this is why you don't use Streamlines in a stock dart tag blaster. Our lowest went a whopping 3 feet. As we work our way up through the group of Streamlines, I'm gonna call the middle of the group of Streamlines 8 feet. And wow, this one got really far, folks. Our top Streamline is at 11 feet. So that is why you never use regular Streamlines, and a stock dart tag blaster. Now, let's head up so you can see the comparison of the actual tagger darts to the elite darts. And we come across our first elite dart here. A pair of them landed about this range, and that is 29 feet. And we encounter our first tagger, and our first tagger is only just shy of 31 feet, so it's pretty similar right there. You can see the grouping is pretty comparable, and we'll say middle is for both is about from 34 to 35 feet. We look around, here's our top tagger, and that top tagger is only a bit over 36 feet, so not much higher than the group. And as we look out there, covering up with my finger, our top elite Streamline, and that's the farthest, and that went 43 feet. So the consistency, as you could see, of the taggers to the elites, the taggers definitely went straighter and more consistent, but heck, we actually got a decent range boost out of the elite darts, out of the stock dart tag blaster. So there you go. Elite darts, can use them in everything, and not too shabby at it.